That's all facts, no cap. And I said what I said. So I'm here today with my good girlfriend, Miss Naja Williams. Today I wanted to talk about trauma bonding because I feel as though a lot of us say we're ready for a relationship, but we're really not. Because a lot of times we don't even know what a healthy definition of love is. But everybody wants to be in a relationship. Everybody wants to have somebody or whatever the case may be. And we jump through so many hoops and loops to be with somebody when we're not really ready. Because a lot of times we are looking at it as, oh, if this person is hurt and I'm hurt, we can get it right together. We can heal each other. But that's not the case. A lot of times y'all need to heal on your own and get healthy first. So that way you can be healthy with somebody else and y'all can have a healthy whole. So I wanted to talk about that today. Because honestly, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Trauma bonding is abuse. A person that's used to abuse. You're used to abuse, it looks good to you. It looks like love to you. Because if you don't see nothing else, you're used to seeing your mama and daddy fight. Or the couple from around the way that is the couple that everybody wants to be. They fight and stuff all the time. Or like, oh, Keisha, she been riding for Tyrone forever. And, he loved her. She was down for him when he was locked up 5 years, 11 years. And we think that riding and all of these other unhealthy things is really love, but that's not really love. At the end of the day, you're allowing somebody to abuse you at some point, but because you think that's normal, that's what you do. And y'all think that hurting each other is normal. Cheating is normal. Everybody cheats. I had a girlfriend of mine, she ain't my girlfriend no more, of course, tell me that everybody cheats. That's a normal thing. I'm supposed to be okay with it. I shouldn't be that upset about it because I was upset. But it's just like, that's not a normal thing. Why is that a normal thing? Like, all of these things are unhealthy things that we do in relationships, and it stems from trauma bonding because we just feel like abuse is love a lot of time. It stems from that kind of stuff. That's what trauma bonding is, thinking that abuse is love. That's not love when somebody cheat on you. You don't have to take that from somebody, but if you don't know no better, you think that that's a part of the game and that's what's supposed to happen, that couples are supposed to go through that. That's not so much true. Something is broken if y'all got to go through that kind of infidelity. And I don't care what nobody say. I said what I said. Y'all know I said what I said. So definitely don't argue with me. Don't get on the comments arguing with me because I definitely said what I said. But, really, we got to do better as far as having a healthy definition of what love is because we don't. We think being down is love. We think, riding for a man while he doing 10 years and then keep going back and forth to jail is the thing. One time is one thing. I'll write you a couple letters and stuff, but 2 and 3, 4, 5 times keep going to jail. You're by yourself at this point, and you can lean on your boyfriend because I'm pretty sure you got him. And I said what I said. Absolutely. Like, at this point, ain't nobody got time for that. Obviously, you don't care so much about me to keep going in and out of jail and risking your freedom. At the end of the day, that is abuse, and it is trauma. And that's not healthy at the end of the day. We think rioting and all of that stuff is a real thing. Like, we think that's, I'm his favorite. I don't care if he got girls or whatever the case may be, as long as he treat me. Yeah, as long as he treat me a certain way. And when he with me, I feel like I'm the only one. That is trauma. You don't deserve that. And that is also settling for half-ass love. Do you really think you deserve half-ass love? That when he's with you, it's all special, but when he's not in your presence, it ain't that? That's nutty. And 9 times out of 10, you want more than that, but you're settling because you just want to have somebody. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, that's desperate. And when we going to stop being that? And I'm not judging nobody or talking down on no girls, because I've definitely been a fool for niggas plenty of times. But at the same time, when do we grow up? When do we say enough is enough? And when do we start being healthy? So I definitely wanted to talk about that today, and I had to bring my good girlfriend on here because she has a story for y'all about why we do this all the time. And she has a story for y'all about how it's easy to fall into trauma bonding, because it is. Because for black and brown people, that's all we see is a bunch of love that look like crazy. It look like chaos. And to us, we think that's normal. It's okay for us to go through a little. It's okay for my man to rough me up a little bit. It's all right. He ain't punched me in my face. He just choked me up a little bit. What that mean? You know what I'm saying? What do that mean? We have to do better than that. So my good girlfriend, Naja Williams, who is amazing, y'all better tap in after this is over so y'all can get into it and get motivated and get inspired. She's going to talk a little bit about it.
it. I love it. I love it. Hi, guys, and thank y'all for joining us. Thank you so much for having me. I'm extremely excited, and I'm beyond grateful for all that God is doing in my life and as well as in your life. Okay, sis? And I want to just start by saying, it's extremely important for us to learn how to feel what we feel and acknowledge that feeling is real. A lot of times we experience unwanted emotions, and because of those unwanted emotions, we behave very impulsively. And we do things that, don't feed us, leave us feeling even more broken than we began. We begin to transfer those negative experiences onto people that could be in our lives to serve good. And it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and you heard what she said, and I agree 100%. It's time for us to be accountable for breaking these generational curses, because that's what it is. It's learned behavior. We see these relationships, and the examples that we've seen are the only thing that we can go off of. And I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure, as my mother would say, and one thing for certain is that we have to understand that social media and these reality TV shows and these real wild examples that we do have online are for comedy. Really, it's not real. It's not real. It's not. These things are scripted. And we have to understand that people post what you want them to see. And I understand that as a woman, I remember being sitting and scrolling on Instagram and like, dang, I wish I had that body, or dang, that's low self-esteem. I had to check that. I had to come and heal up out of that. I had to come and I had to do the work. Do the work. And that's what a lot of us are not willing to do. And I want to encourage somebody, whoever watches this video, to do the work that you need to do to heal.
To heal. Come on.
Yeah. Don't do it for nobody. Yeah. Don't do it for nobody but you. Not the relationship. Not thinking you're gonna keep the family together. Not for nobody but you. And it's so important that we do that, because when we do that, then we're at our best. And then we could provide and be blessings and serve and help and be in positive relationships that really reflect the journey and the purpose that we're going on, or the reason why we're here. So I say all of that to say, and getting to my story. When I would honestly say that my transition after college was probably one of the roughest transitions in my thus far adult life.
Baby.
Okay. And I say that, initially moving to Maryland, it was due to a relationship. And that relationship was with a guy that I met at Tuskegee, and I was with him for a pretty long time. And I moved to Maryland because I wanted to, explore, and I felt that I was grown, and I felt that I was, able to.
And ready. We think we're ready for these relationships.
Listen, and I also said I wasn't coming back to Philly. That's what I said. That's what I said. And I was just like, I'm going to go with it. I always know I got a home in Philly. If I got to go back, I can go home, and so I took a shot at doing that. And literally that only lasted, I got there in May, I was gone in October.
Wow.
In a whole nother situation. I was put out from one situation
and went to another.
And went straight into another. Didn't even give myself time to heal from a whole 3-year relationship that I was in college,
Because the best way to get over one man is to get under another one.
Okay.
And that's another trauma thing that we do.
Yes,
Tell me about it.
Yes, it is.
It's unhealthy.
It is. And it's something that we always have to keep in mind. Understand your traumas. Understand the things that you've experienced as a child, as a woman, as an adult. Understand those things that happened to you and how they've made you feel, so that you can navigate through this world in a way that is extremely beneficial to you. Because why? Because you're doing the work. You can navigate in a world better when you're aware, self-aware. Okay,
talk about
what it is that what are my issues?
Right.
Okay, there was a time when I felt that I needed to be always in a relationship.
Yeah.
I just felt
Didn't
that
want to be alone. We don't want to be
loneliness. I just felt that I needed to be in a relationship, and not that these relationships did not last long periods of time, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years,
serving you. Yeah.
But was that relationship feeding me? Was it feeding me, or was I just in a relationship? I was just in a relationship, y'all. So let me get back to telling y'all this story. So, I moved to Maryland, and then I ended up in another relationship. Okay. With a guy, his family, they took me in. He had a few children. I love kids. If y'all know me, I do child and family crisis-based therapy in the District of Columbia. So I am very big on children and mental health. Yeah. It's something that I'm always going to stand behind as a social worker. And so I moved in with this family. And y'all, I was sleeping on an air mattress in the basement. Let me tell y'all how
really niggas had you doing.
Let me tell you how really was.
You doing that.
Let me tell you how really was. Let me tell you how really was.
Yeah.
Okay, and I literally remembered, so there was a time where he had got pulled over in my vehicle, the guy, and he didn't have a license, and so he's right around the corner from the house. So I have to walk around the corner to get my vehicle because they're about to tow my car. So I'm like, okay, they took him, and so I went back to the house, and next thing you know, his sister is saying, "Oh, can you can you drive me around the corner?" So I'm like, for what? Right? For what? Literally, this guy had my vehicle you driving to drop off the children, and you got the other girl car on 2 blocks over. And so now that you went to jail, we gotta go and take the girl her car. But your sister is loyal to who? Her brother.
Absolutely.
And
I would have been in jail. Help me, Lord.
Listen.
What?
Listen. And y'all know, y'all are on all facts, no cap. Okay, so I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real.
Yeah.
And so I literally remember, from that day forward, experiencing, intuition, women's intuition. It never lies. It never lies. So I'm like, what was this? Who is this person? Like, because I didn't even know who it was. I never seen her. So now, of course, as any person would do, I'm snooping. I'm trying to find what I can find.
Who is this? Yeah.
Who is this? But this is how good God works. Because I literally remember my last straw. My last straw was when I found a parking pass in my laundry. And it was to this same individual house. Now, mind you, let me connect the dots for everybody, because I met a woman in church that lived in the same building that the building in the same building as the woman that the man that I was with was cheating on me with. And so I had to reach out to a woman that I met at church and ask her, "Is this the color of y'all parking passes?" Because mind you, I knew there have been so many situations with this whole relationship and this woman and me.
And stuff you refused to see at first. Yeah.
The triangle.
Yes.
Okay, there's been so many instances.
Always signs way before.
It is.
That we ignore as women because of trauma bonding. We don't want to. We just want you to be the one so bad that we're going to ignore a lot of things. But we play dumb. We not dumb. My pastor always say that. We play dumb.
Yeah.
We not dumb.
Right. That's real. And I did, at that very moment, I said, enough is enough. You got to go. You got to go, bro.
Yeah.
No tea, no shade, no hard feelings. I ain't got no issues. I still got love for you.
I'm just good.
But I'm straight, Yeah. And so after that relationship, In fact, I realized how, let me say this. I realized how difficult it was for me to leave. I realized how long it took me to say I was done. You know, and through every sacrifice, through every everything I gave, and every court date, all the way in.
Yeah.
And that's
his family and stuff. And a lot of times as women, we think that we supposed to stay because of stuff like that.
Yeah,
we got so much history. We stay because of history. We stay because of, when we have so much time with this person. Ain't no another woman gonna get the best of him, and I done build him up. Honey, he ain't shit, and he ain't gonna be shit for the next person. I'm not gonna. I said what I said. Yes, absolutely. He's not shit. He's probably still not gonna be shit for the next person. It is her turn now. That's all it is at the end of the day. And it's so crazy that you said. You're saying, I had to look at me. Why did I stay knowing when I had this red flag. I had that red flag. But I ignored all those and they had to get here. But you did your work. That's the crazy part, is that you had to say, what's wrong with me? When do we get to that point of saying, what is broken inside of me? Because for real, as you grow and you glow, you start attracting what is for you when you heal.
Yeah.
But people don't want to do the healing work. They want to listen to the city girls. And like you said, all these rappers and the social media, they're telling y'all one thing and they're going home to their happy homes. These rappers are telling you don't take nobody on no date, chicken wings and french fries, but your dumb ass is thinking, listening to them. They're going home to their wife and they're buying her shrimp and steak and whatever else she asked for. Dickhead, you're a dummy. At this point, you're a dummy. Like, we gotta stop. It's just entertainment at that point. It's just entertainment. We're doing too much. That's not a real thing. It's just entertainment. They telling y'all what y'all want to hear because it sound cool. They gonna tell you chicken wings and french fries. We don't go on dates and they go home like, babe, what you want to eat? Playing yourself. You played yourself because now you done lost your coochie for the night or whatever it was that you want to play yourself. He's at home in his mansion with his wife. You understand what I'm saying? It's dumb. But go ahead, sis. I'm so sorry. So sorry. It's a mess.
But honestly, what's so important is that we have to be the thing is, you just gotta acknowledge where you are, because when you real with yourself, can't nobody else make you feel different or make you think different. The reality is all of last year, I did therapy from October to October 20, from October 19 to October 20.
Normalize that too.
Yes, okay. I did therapy, and what you find is, and mind you, I'm a therapist as well.
Every good therapist needs a good therapist.
Listen, right. And so
yes,
when I go in, I'm like, I go in knowing the things that I want to work on, acknowledging the things that I had, the faults that I have, or the mistakes that I have made. A lot of times, the reason why we are not healing is because we are not willing to acknowledge our part in it. Woo! We want to pass off what JJ did, what Kima did.
It's her.
Yeah.
It's her. And
what our parents did. Yes. What mama did, what daddy did. No, we have the opportunity to do different than what we've been exposed to. Be different than what we've been exposed to. And like, this is my whole thing. I look at every woman and man created as equal. We're all out here, all in need of some kind of healing. And that's first. So check this out. If you think you don't have a problem, then that is a problem. Woo. I'm going to just let you know that right now.
Yeah, because it's not everybody else and just not you.
Exactly.
And you keep on running into hitting the same walls. You think it's not you?
Exactly.
Come on now. Exactly. At the end of the day, when are you going to stop and say, oh, maybe I'm a dumbass? Maybe it's me.
Maybe
because like Miss Naja, she articulating. Y'all know I don't give a damn. I'm telling you. When are you going to look at you? Because I'm not saying this from a judgmental place. Because a lot of my followers think I'm so judgmental and I'll be hard on people. But it's not so much that I love you, sisters. That's what I'm saying. I want you to do better because I had to do better. Don't no niggas play with me. Because I learned to heal what was broken in me, that I took anything. I took anything because I just wanted to be loved. And I get that. But at the same time, what is really love if that's what I got to go through? Y'all have to ask yourself sometimes, what is it broken in me? And it's okay to sometimes be the dummy. We all play somebody fool. So what? But is you going to continue? How long are you going to do that?
Are you going to learn?
How long are you going to
Are
be
you going to learn? Are you willing to learn?
You got to learn. You can't keep going out of stuff saying, well, I'm going to get up under another man to get over this man. You can't keep going into stuff, saying, well, all the niggas is hoes and tricks and this and that. And I'm all about my money. No, at the end of the day, you're going to be a hoe. You're going to be a savage. And you're going to be by yourself still. You're still going to be crying and hurt. It doesn't matter. So when do you start put your hands up and be like, okay, something got to give? That's my thing. When do we get to that point? When is it going to give? Because we don't want to do our work. And I hate that about my black and brown sisters the most, is that we don't want to do our work. We are so golden. Everything about us is dope. But we don't know it a lot of times. And we looking for a man to validate us. And we looking for this job to validate us. And we beefing with each other. We jealous of each other. We making her the problem. She not the problem. Oh, she stole my man. She this and that. No, at the end of the day, can't nobody take what's really yours at the end of the day. So he was never really yours. And what's the problem for real? Like, we got to really get into what is the problem. Like, at some point, we have to turn that mirror around to ourselves. And it's not easy.
It's not.
I know you're saying that. I know that wasn't easy. You even accept, I got to go to therapy. Especially as a therapist. I'm a therapist. I get that. It's hard for me to be like, okay, I got to go to therapy. That's hard. Yeah. But it's hard to turn that mirror to yourself, but it's so freeing.
But
it's so freeing.
Therapy is one thing that really feeds you. That's something you do for you.
It's for
That's something for your children. That's something for your family. Because whenever you pour into you, the people you love will benefit tremendously from you loving you. From you loving you. A lot of times, and I don't even have children, but I feel this very heavily. A lot of times people don't understand the impact that they have because of what they're going through on their children. Whatever you're carrying, whatever burdens or whatever unhealed, whatever you've been exposed to as a kid that you still hurting from, you must understand that you got to do the work. And if you don't want to do it for you, do it for the kid. Do it for the kid, because that child, no matter how blind you want to pretend to be to it, that child is exposed to it. And I'm speaking from not necessarily that I'm a mother, but my mother and my parents' experiences. Not really wanting to do the work. I seen my mother be with my father for 14 years, and he still go ahead and ditch her for a younger girl, a younger woman, and she rode with him just like everybody else rode with him. I've seen my father have multiple women. Yes, he took care of all of us. We were good when he was present, but when I needed him most, when I needed to, understand how a man is supposed to treat a woman, I did not have that.
We start thinking that it's normal for a man to put his thing where he want and do what he want. We think that's normal. A man just do that, and that's not okay.
And for me, that was my first example. Or it should have been my first warning sign of something that I did not want to be a part of, But as we speak about trauma bonding tonight, that's what I experienced. So when I was in Maryland, as I spoke to you guys about this relationship that I was in, that was so easy for me to stick around for 3 years, knowing that, this is not feeding me. Yes, I was young. He was older. I was exposed to how to dress grown. I was fresh out of college. I was fresh out of college.
And we think we something when we know they family, honey.
Listen.
We think that's something, honey.
Listen.
You know his mama? She don't even know his mama. She don't even know his sister. Oh, this and that. And we going back and forth with sis. But really it's him. He's toxic. And we argue with each other.
That's
dumb.
Real. That's real.
Oh my God.
That is so real.
It's so real. It's so real. Oh my God. But you're right. You think you know. You thought you knew. And it's crazy. You stayed for 3 years because, like you said, you had an example.
Yeah.
And that's what
the very first example that I had.
We take it. We supposed to.
My mother is somebody that I guess consider a strong woman.
Amen.
A very strong woman, hands down.
Yeah.
But when I think about, the trauma that she has endured, through the relationship with my father and the amount of children that, my father had on my mother. You know, and seeing that at the time, I didn't think, I just got, you know, just
normalized
siblings. You know, but then when you get older and you realize that that was not okay, you know, but again, I went through the exact same situation. I went through the exact same situation as my mother. And y'all, I'll be 30 this year, okay? And I said, listen, one thing I will not bring into my 30s is anything that I dealt with in my 20s. If it ain't feeding me, I'll see you later. If it ain't feeding me,
go.
Listen, it has to. It has to go according to what God has me here to do. And that is like a fact. All facts what?
And no cap.
Okay.
It's no cap, absolutely. It can't go forward. I definitely understand that. It's the truth.
Yes.
It's the truth. Because once you heal and it's such a freeing thing because you be so much more content in yourself. And people, like I said, people can't play in your face. Like the fool I used to be, they don't know. These niggas who used to mess with me don't know me now. They can't touch me because at the end of the day, I'm not her. I'm not that girl I used to be. I'm not broken, desperate for love. I'm not that person. I did a whole lot of things desperate for love. And because I felt like, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to take a few things from a man to show him I love him. No, I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm solid. And a man with eyes, with healthy eyes, she a solid joint. And if you ain't on that type time, and like I said in one of my last videos, if you ain't on my top, I don't know what to tell you. At the end of the day, that's healthy though. We have to normalize that. It's a healthy thing for me to know who I am and know what love looks like. So that way people can't come in my life playing and half-stepping and trying to give me half-ass love or trying to give me what they think is love when it ain't really that. Because a lot of times our men are broken. They haven't healed from anything. And we don't put them in positions to heal. Because we take so much stuff from them. And we make them think that what they doing is okay. When you allow an abuser to abuse you emotionally or mentally, they start thinking what they do is okay. That you supposed to be like that. You supposed to take these things. You supposed to be right by my side. You'll have a mother be like, oh, you gonna leave me when I'm down? You gonna leave me? All right, and you gonna leave me when I was locked up? After the 5th time, absolutely.
Trust me.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, wait. Yes, and speaking of that, that's exactly what it gave too. Because like after the situation, since I met this guy, I was like, y'all, back and forth to court. I'm like I started
by his side. I
started enjoying the court scenes as they, I started enjoying.
We think riding is a thing.
I started enjoying the scenes in court. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize that, even with like after I was done. And I said I was, this is a wrap. We can't do this. That's when he started to experience depression. That's when he got, so skinny. That's when that's when family members was just like, you should, try to work this out. I think y'all could really work this out. And I will let you know this.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the family, y'all. Okay? Do not listen to the family, y'all.
His mama shady. She on his side. Absolutely.
But you can't, because you have to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
You have to you know what you deserve. And I want to challenge every woman that's listening to this, that will hear this, to really understand that it is okay to be you. It is okay to feel how you feel. If you feel a way about something, and honestly, you must, if you have some insecurities, which we all do, I want to challenge you to deal with those first and foremost, because insecurities that we don't deal with pour into the people that we love most. And that is very unhealthy. We start tearing down relationships and having that with people that love us because of our own insecurities, because we can't navigate through these insecurities. We're too tied up with them. we're allowing these insecurities to control us versus us controlling these insecurities. And what that requires is healing. Again, I will continue to go back to healing. I will continue to go back to therapy. I will continue to go back to help. Counseling, whatever it is you need to do, and I get it, there's stigmas around therapy.
Can't be ashamed.
That's the crazy people, whatever. Well, listen, then call me crazy, but I can tell you one thing, that year that I did in therapy, that was one of the best investments I ever did and made in my entire life. And here's why. Because today I walk on a platform of where I'm empowering women, where I'm speaking God's word, where I'm able to travel, and where I'm able to coordinate and meet and partner with my wonderful, good, God-fearing sister. It's important. It's important. But again, you need to get around people that understand you, people that love you genuinely, not because of what you have, not because of what you can give, but because of who you are and how much you give based on who you just genuinely are when you're in the room with them, when you are in the car with them, when you pick up the phone and call them, it's important that we understand that,
no shame in healing
at all, and that's my biggest thing, and I will forever stand on it, because honestly, it took me from, what's that quote? Good, better, best. Mm-hmm. Never let your what and get something best. Y'all got me.
Yes.
But yeah,
that's all fact.
But for real, because it's for me, like, I am a very, very new individual. So who's somebody new when I was in high school, middle school, college, whatever, wherever we met, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Philly. I am today sitting next to my good girl, as I just mentioned, my good girl.
A new creature.
Yes, absolutely. I am a new creature. I am a new person. I am full. I feel great. And I'm not stressed. I got peace. I am whole. I'm not weak. I am brave. I am saved.
Hey.
Okay? I'm all of these great things.
I
am all of these great things.
Yes.
And yes, it does take us to go through things to become who God has called us to be. But it's very important that we do not, once we're aware of being done wrong, once we're aware that this is not for us, that we remove ourselves. Mm-hmm. Stop being weak. We ain't weak. Stop being weak.
Oh my God, I'm so glad she said that, because y'all know that's the type of time I be on, like the weakness, because a lot of times, like I said, y'all think I'm mean or I'm too hard on y'all when I say stuff like that, like I'm being dumb and weak, because it's the truth, and I'm not judging you, because like I said, I was dumb, I was weak, I would be the first person to jump up and say that, but like she said, because we did our healing, ain't nobody playing in our face. I get sleep at night, don't you?
Listen,
we get sleep at night. We have peace. At the end of the day, ain't nobody playing in my face. Ain't nobody have no babies on me. Ain't nobody cheating on me or none of those things. I'm not going through that. I'm not crying. It got to go in the bathroom and start crying and all that. I don't have that kind of stuff going on with me no more. It's because I did the work. So, of course, I'm going to push you to do that, because you're not weak either. Just like I wasn't weak. I just didn't know who I was.
Right. So
I allowed myself to be in situations that really didn't serve me. You fall into situations that will not serve you when you don't know who you are. And ultimately, when you don't have examples of what healthy look like, you do all kinds of things. Stop the trauma bonding. We do that too much. It's too many black and brown people. That's all we do. Girls from the hood, us, that's counted out girls, like I said. All we do is get with some man that's hurt and think we can heal him. That's dead. You can't heal him. All he needs is God to heal him. He needs his Lord to heal him. That's dead. You can't do that. He has to do that work. And you got to do the work to heal yourself. That's all facts, no cap. And you heard it first from myself. Y'all know I said what I said. Don't come arguing with me. And this is my good girlfriend, Miss Naja Williams. Thank you for coming on here, girlfriend.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Be inspired. Yes. Go, glow, and grow.
Tap in, okay? It's a wrap.